The observation deck fell silent when Vara walked in with the creche infant curled against her chest. Jorik's spine ridges flared in alarm, his claws scraping against the metal floor as he rose from his command seat. Around them, the bridge crew of the Talon's Edge froze, their predatory instincts screaming danger. A creche cub barely 3 solar cycles old was nestled in the crook of the human's arm. Its venomous spines retracted, its 6 eyes closed in peaceful sleep. "Security," Jorik's voice rumbled low, his translator barely catching the subsonic growl. "Restrain the human. Carefully." Vara didn't flinch. She adjusted her grip on the infant, supporting its segmented body with the ease of someone holding a sleeping kitten. "Stand down, Alpha. She's harmless." "Harmless?" Jorik's secondary jaws clicked in disbelief. "That creature could kill you with a single sting. Its parent killed 3 of my warriors yesterday. Her parent was protecting her," Vara said softly, stroking the crystalline carapace along the cub's back. The infant made a small chirping sound and burrowed deeper against the human's sternum. "And she's not going to hurt me. She's—" The bridge crew exchanged glances, a complex array of pheromone signals and body language that spoke of confusion and fear. Humans were still new to the galactic concordance, their species having joined only 2 standard years ago. They were weak, by most measures. Slow, soft-skinned, lacking natural weapons or armor. They had no venom, no claws, no enhanced senses. And yet, Jorik approached slowly, every muscle coiled for action. He had fought beside humans in the Void Wars. He had seen them charge into plasma fire without hesitation. Had watched them drag wounded allies, even wounded aliens, from collapsing ships. He had learned not to underestimate them. But this was different. This was madness. "Vara," he said, forcing his voice to remain calm. "That is a creche, an apex predator from a death world. Its kind has been raiding our supply lines for months. Yesterday, its parent breached our cargo hold and killed 3 of my pack before we could subdue it." "I know," Vara said. Her dark eyes met his without fear. "And I also know her parent was starving. I read the autopsy report. Malnutrition. Radiation poisoning. She was desperate. That does not excuse—" "No, it doesn't." Vara's voice carried an edge now. "But it explains. After you killed her mother, I found this little one hiding in the cargo containers. Alone. Terrified. Starving." She looked down at the sleeping infant. "So I fed her." Jorik's translator struggled with the emotion in her voice. His species understood duty, hierarchy, survival. But this voluntary assumption of risk for a creature that could kill her? "You fed it," he repeated slowly. "Her," Vara corrected. "And yes, she was hungry. She's just a baby." "Jorik." One of the bridge officers, a young female named Kess, moved closer, her ears flat against her skull. "Commander, with respect, even we do not trust each other that much. We do not place predator young near our vital organs. The instinct to strike is too strong." Vara smiled then, a peculiar expression that humans use to convey warmth. "That's the difference, I think. You're all predators. Your societies are built on hierarchies of strength, on proving dominance." She looked down at the creche cub, still sleeping peacefully against her chest, directly over her heart. "Humans? We're different. We're not apex predators, not really. We're persistence hunters. Endurance runners. We survived by cooperating, by forming bonds, by choosing to trust when logic says we shouldn't." Jorik's ridge spine slowly lowered. He had studied human history during the long void jumps. He knew of their domestication of wolves into dogs, of their bonding with cats, horses, even creatures that could easily kill them. He had read reports of humans who kept venomous serpents as companions, who swam with ocean predators, who raised orphaned bears. It had seemed like insanity, a species-wide death wish. But watching Vara now, Seeing the absolute calm in her posture, the gentleness in her movements, and seeing the way the creche infant responded, its natural aggression completely absent, Jorik began to understand something fundamental about humanity. Your species, he said slowly, forms pack bonds with anything. Pretty much, Vara agreed. Dogs, cats, horses, dolphins, elephants, rats, snakes, spiders, birds. We even tried to befriend the robots we built. Named them. Talked to them. Some people cried when their cleaning units broke down. Kes made a sound of bewilderment. But why? What evolutionary advantage does that serve? Vera considered this. Maybe none. Maybe it's just who we are. We see something small, something vulnerable, something that needs help, and we help it. Even when it's dangerous, even when it doesn't make sense. She looked up at Jorik. Especially then, the creche cub stirred, its eyes opening slowly. 6 crystalline orbs focused on Vara's face. For a heartbeat, Jorik's hand moved to his sidearm. The infant's spines began to extend, and then retracted. The cub chirped again, nuzzling against Vara's neck, seeking warmth. You see? Vara whispered. She knows I won't hurt her, and I know she won't hurt me. That's trust, Jorik. Real trust. Not earned through strength or dominance, but given freely because it's the right thing to do. Jorik sat back down slowly. His tactical mind was racing, recalculating everything he knew about human psychology, about their potential as allies. A species that could turn natural enemies into companions. A species that could inspire trust in creatures that had every reason to kill them. What could such a species achieve in war? What could they accomplish in peace? The cub, he said finally. What will you do with it? Raise her, Vara said simply. Teach her, feed her, show her that not all aliens are enemies. She smiled again. Who knows? Maybe one day she'll help us negotiate peace with her people. Maybe she'll be the bridge we need. Or maybe she will kill you in your sleep, Kes muttered. Maybe, Vara acknowledged. But I don't think so. And neither does she. The human looked around the bridge, meeting the eyes of each crew member. That's what makes us human. We take the risk. We make the leap. We choose trust over fear. Jorik's translator hummed as it processed his next words carefully. Your species is either the bravest or the most foolish in the galaxy. Probably both, Vara said cheerfully. She stood, cradling the creche cub close. Now, if you'll excuse me, she's due for another feeding. And then maybe a nap. Being a predator is exhausting work. She walked off the bridge, humming a soft melody. The creche infant chirped contentedly against her chest, its lethal spines completely retracted, its 6 eyes closing in absolute trust. Jorik watched her go, his mind churning with implications. Perhaps this was why humans had survived their savage homeworld. Perhaps this was why they had reached the stars despite their physical limitations. Perhaps this inexplicable ability to form bonds to choose trust over survival instinct was their true strength. Alpha, Kes said quietly. She is insane, yes? Jorik's spines rippled in what might have been laughter. Yes, he agreed. Completely insane. All humans are. He paused, watching Vara disappear down the corridor, the sleeping predator cub safe in her arms. And perhaps, he added softly, that is exactly what the galaxy needs.